Hello world, Shelly here, and today I've got for you a whole bunch of stuff from LA Girl Cosmetics. Today is going to be a full face try-on of LA Girl Cosmetics, which is entirely new to me with the exception of their foundation, which I did review several months ago in a Foundation Fest video. I will link it down below if you missed it. Spoiler alert, I had a horrible experience with this foundation, but I'm going to give it another day in court, and I've also got a full face of everything else. So we're going to be trying out blush and contour and highlighter, concealer, color corrector, eyeliner, mascara, eyeshadow, primer, translucent powder, what have I missed, brows, lip. Yeah, I'm going to do a full face of LA Girl Cosmetics. So if you would like to see how I got this look using all LA Girl stuff, now that my CVS is carrying it, I'm so excited. Keep on watching. Let's do this. I'm excited. It is not every day that you get to try out, a whole face of pretty much a brand you've never tried before. So I'm stoked. First off, I'm going to prime. I've got the LA Girl Pro Prep Primer. This is a smoothing primer that is said to help fill in and blur fine lines and pores. It's paraben-free and fragrance-free and enriched with vitamin E. Yay. So I'm just going to take a little bit. And I usually start in the center of my face and just blend out from there. It is having a blurring effect on my pores, I can tell already. This is a silicone-based primer, and it feels like a silicone-based primer, so far so good. I like how it feels. I think it is doing some blurring. Good stuff. Next up, I've been debating. So I did pick up the LA Girl BB Cream, which I've read a lot of good things about, but I also kind of want to give the Pro Coverage Foundation another day in court because I did not have a good experience with this when I reviewed it on Foundation Fest several months ago. So since I've got a full face of stuff here, I think I'm going to go with the foundation. I will try the BB cream and keep you guys posted on what I think of it in the future, but I think we're going to go foundation today. I've got this in shade Porcelain. The packaging's very nice. It comes in a pump, which is good. I'm going to start with 2 pumps as I normally would. And just so you guys can see the formula here. Not super runny, but not super thin or thick. This does have a sort of scent to it. It's almost like fruity? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. One of the problems I had with this foundation when I initially reviewed it was that I couldn't get it to dry down, and it just stayed tacky no matter what, and all day. Like, fuzzies were getting stuck on my face and my hair was sticking to my face. So I'm going to set the heck out of it today and try to get around that problem, because I am seeing a bit of it every time I touch it with the sponge. I see the product moving around. So we're going to try to avoid that this time around. But first I want to do some color correction. Now, most of the color correctors that I've got are peach because I have severe dark circles, you guys. I'm sure can see that going on here. Now, on the display, the LA Girl sort of advertisement on the display at the store showed that for dark circle, blue and purple correction, they recommended their yellow color corrector. Normally I would go peach as the, opposite to the purple on the color wheels. So I went with what they said. I picked up the yellow. This is their Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer in Yellow Corrector. And it's sort of a tube with a brush tip on the end. I'm just going to dab some of this where I've got my dark circles. For the actual concealer, I picked up 2 different shades because the lightest shade, Porcelain, is usually what I need. I usually need whatever the lightest drugstore concealer shade is because none are light enough for me. However, on the display where they have that like printed swatch of the product, this looked like a really yellow undertoned concealer, and the lightest one that looked like it was pink undertone was 2 shades darker. Now, one of the things that these concealers are known for is having tons and tons and tons of shades, and there were 2 full rows of concealer shades at my CVS. So I believe that is true. We do have lots to choose from, so I did get them both, and the pink undertone is probably going to be too dark for me, but I want to swatch them just to see. Yeah, so here is Classic Ivory. Definitely too dark to be a concealer on me. And then the other shade is Porcelain, and it is yellow undertoned, but I think that's what I'm gonna have to do because I need something lighter. Different sponge. I can still see my purple coming through, but I feel like I can always still see my purple coming through, so yeah. To set everything, I picked up the LA Girl Translucent Pro Powder, and it's a really nice packaging here. So it's got the screw-off top, and inside you get a powder puff, which I will promptly throw in the garbage, and then a sifter. So very nice packaging. And first, I'm just going to use that same damp sponge and set my under eye. This seems very finely milled. And I've got my Kat Von D powder setting brush. I'm just going to pick a little bit up and set my face. I did not see an eyeshadow primer at my CVS, so I'm just going to use my usual MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. For contour and highlight, I picked up their Pro Contour and Highlight Palette. This is in shade Fair. Now, typically, my problem with contours is that they pull too warm on me. I really need a cool-toned contour shade. I have a little bit of fear. This is probably on the edge. It's leaning neutral, but I think maybe it'll be okay. I usually like something a little more cool-toned, a little more ashy for that sort of shadow because I'm so pale. It's hard to... if it gets too warm, it just pulls orange and then it looks strange. I'm gonna use that Moda Pro chisel brush that came in my last BoxyCharm. If you missed that review, I will put it down below. These brushes are sweet. Oh, that picked up a lot of product. Oh! Okay. Just gonna lay some down, and then I'm gonna show you this other brush I got. Been thoroughly enjoying this brush. It's from Doe Color. It's off of Amazon. It's super soft, but just firm enough that it blends out a contour really nicely, and it's pretty. Get out of my way, baby hairs. And the highlight from the Highlight and Contour palette. It looks like a matte highlight. There is pretty much no shimmer whatsoever going on. A little bit warm for my taste. I did not see a bronzer, so I'm just going to go with my everyday L'Oreal Glam Bronze. This to me feels more appropriate as a brow bone highlight type of thing. They had this line of things called strobe something or other that looked a little more shimmery that probably would have done more of the trick that I'm looking for right now. This seems to be a matte highlight. For blush, I picked up the Just Blushing, and I got this in the shade Just Natural. It looked like a really pretty, just light natural. It's very, very soft feeling. Feels really nice. Moda Pro pointed blush brush. Yeah, this is really nice. It's not too much. blending out easily. For brows, I picked up the Shady Slim pencil. I was really excited because they actually had a shade called Blackest Brown, and that's pretty much what I need. My hair is dyed black, but my roots grow in dark brown. My eyebrows are dark brown to black. Naturally, they're not dark black, so I'm hoping to be really excited by this color. It's got a spoolie on one side, and then the micro pencil on the other side. Did not see a brow gel, so I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Brow Plumper Gel. I'm not sure if I like that pencil. The crumbly texture made it hard for me to get it looking natural across the top. It's not my favorite thing ever. For eyeshadow, I picked up the Eye Luxe Shadow Palette. This is in the color set Hypnotize. I really couldn't tell in the store if this shade was matte or not. My fear was that it's all shimmer, and it does look like there might be a little bit of shimmer in that color. I'm going to swatch them right now and see what we got going on. Now, since I only have 4 colors to work with, I'm going to start out with that sort of grayish color and a soft, fluffy brush and start it as a transition color and then build it up in the crease to try to get some dimension going. Oh, it's more pigmented than I expected. Whoa, Nelly. We're just going to go for color right in the crease right off the bat. Okay. I'm going to take the darker reddish shade and use it in the, say, the outer third. This is a nice sort of cranberry color. Getting a little bit of fallout. And take just a little bit of that into the crease as well on a tiny blending brush. On a flat shadow brush, I'm going to go in with the lighter pink on the rest of my lid. Whoa, fallout. Oh, no, no. These colors seem to get a little bit muddy as they blend over each other instead of transitioning and layering. Take that lighter shade on my brow bone. Ooh, lots of shimmer going on here. I feel like I want to take a little bit out on my cheeks. There we go. I would like to darken this outer corner a bit, but I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't think this shade is dark enough to really darken it up. Gonna take a little bit of that highlight in the inner corner. And lower lash line, I'm going to take that brownish shade. I'm going to take that highlight and put a little bit on my finger and just press it into the center of my lid. I feel a little bit too much like I have pink eye. I don't think I like this shadow formula. The fallout is pretty crazy. The colors kind of muddy together as they blend. It blends out nicely, but I just feel like it's getting pretty muddy looking. I wish they would have had a liquid eyeliner for me to try, but they did not have one at my CVS. So I picked up the Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner, and I got this in Ultimate Black. It's got a very precision point mechanical pencil. So let's see what we can do with this. Not bad. It seems pretty smooth for a pencil. Not the smoothest I've ever tried, but not bad. I'm going to tightline as well. This is supposed to be waterproof. I like There's sort of a little divot here where you hold the pencil, which I kind of like style-wise. I think it's great for the waterline, as long as it doesn't end up transferring. If it does end up transferring, I will let you know. But for application purposes, the tip is nice and small and precise. It went on smoothly in the waterline. For the upper lash line, meh, it's a pencil. For mascara, there were several choices. I ended up picking the Flashy mascara because this one was said to have a lifting effect and help with curl. I have very straight lashes that do not like to hold a curl. This is supposed to give ultimate volume, long wearing. That's what I like. And the drawing of the brush on the box was the kind of brush I tend to prefer. So let's take a look at the Flashy. Oh, that does not look like on the box. That does not look like it does on the box at all. Maybe a little bit. Side by side, 3 coats, no coats. It's not as flashy or dramatic as I would like. It is not bad. I'm getting a little bit of volume, a little bit of length, not as much volume as I would like. I don't feel like it's necessarily lifting or curling or doing anything like that. It's just kind of, it's okay. Lastly, for the lip, we are going to be a little bit vampy today. I went a little bit matchy-matchy with the eye versus the lip, and I picked up the Metal Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade 867. Does it have a name? Prism. So let's take a look at this bad boy. This is a matte liquid lipstick. Looks like a doe foot applicator, a pretty basic shape going on. Let's see how it does. So sort of like that moussey matte texture going on. The feeling reminds me of the Ofra liquid lip, but the application does not at all. The Ofra goes on a bit more smooth. This doe foot is a little bit sort of fuzzy, so it's kind of hard to get a smooth, crisp line on the outline, but let me give this a couple minutes. We'll see if it dries down, do a kiss test. This is a really pretty shade. I just expected it to be a little more plum and a little darker based on the look from the cap, but it is a very nice shade. The metallic is not too overpowering. Let's see. It's dried down. Let's see if it transfers. Mwah. Transfer. Not a transfer-proof formula, but pretty. And here's the finished look. So, final verdict. What do I think of all this LA girl stuff? Well, first off, I will say, I'm not having the same trouble with the foundation as I did when I initially reviewed it. Maybe that's because of using the LA Girl primer. Maybe it's because of the setting powder, but the foundation looks all right. I do like this primer. I think it is definitely smoothing out my pores, and that is a good thing. It just seems like your typical smoothing primer. I like that it's got vitamin E, and I'm going to keep using that. I love the translucent setting powder. I think this was a total hit. Total hit. I love the smoothing effect that it had. It definitely set this foundation very well. It does not look dry and crepey in my under eye area, which a lot of translucent powders tend to do on me. So thumbs up. This is probably, I'm going to say, my favorite thing out of all of these products is this powder. I do really like this blush. I think it blended out easily. I think there are nice tones for fair skin. This was the lightest shade that they had, but there were quite a few to choose from at my CVS, and thumbs up on the blush. The contour powder, it's not bad, but I would probably skip it. It's a little too warm toned for me, and I don't really like the highlight. It's not the kind of highlight I would use on my face. I don't want a terribly blinding highlight, but I want a little bit of something. Like, I want to be able to see it, you know? So I would skip this one. The color corrector, I don't feel like it did anything I have no good luck with color correctors, so I would skip the color corrector. I don't think it's a bad product. If you don't have a lot of color to color correct, it probably would be fine. I think it looks fine under the eyes. I'm not having any caking. I'm not having any additional sort of crepiness or anything. So I think as far as products go, it's a good product. It's just not working for me, but I would skip it if you've got super dark circles. If you have less to cover up, it might be a good thing. For the concealer, I would definitely go with the lightest shade, even though it is more of a yellow undertone. This one was way too dark for me. The concealer's okay. It's not as full coverage as I like. I have really bad dark circles, but on the upside, it looks fine underneath my eyes. So I think for light makeup days, it would be just fine. This is one of those maybe kind of products. It's okay. It's fine. If you don't have a lot to cover up, I'd say go for it. I wouldn't skip it. You know, there are so many colors, you may as well see if you can get yourself a perfect match in there, because it is really inexpensive. I think it was $4. So try it if you're interested. I would not, say it's a must-have, but it's all right. The eyeshadow, I would skip. I just feel like too much fallout, and they all kind of blended into mud, and not a huge fan. The flashy mascara, ultimate eyeliner. If you're looking for something in the waterline, it is not fading at all on me. It's a reasonable price point. Good stuff. Didn't rock my world, didn't change my life. I will still probably continue to use my Urban Decay 24/7 waterline pencil because it is just super smooth and perfect and everything I've ever wanted in a waterline pencil, but this one's not bad. Brow pencil, it's fine. Another one that I'm not going to say rush out and get. It's a little crumbly. It was a little bit dry for me. I do feel like the color options are good. They had a pretty extensive range of choices, which I like to see. I do like that it comes with the pencil on one side and the spoolie on the other side, so it is a good value that way. So I would say, it's all right. And the lip, it's pretty. It doesn't seem drying on my skin. It doesn't seem to be accentuating fine lines or anything like that. It's just your average liquid lip. It does transfer, so it's not going to survive a meal. But it's pretty and it's inexpensive, so I would say it's okay. But I would definitely say the must-haves, I would get that primer. I would get the translucent powder. Those were the big hits of the day. And the blush. I would get the blush too. There you have it, my full face of first impressions with the LA Girl Cosmetics line. If you like these first impressions videos, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell if you want some notifications every time I post a video. I post 2 or 3 times a week, 3 if I've got the time. Thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.